as intended. If it is working as intended, you guys should be hearing this right around the time that we start our first match. So let's see. Yep, and it does say we're offline. Booyah, which means we're online, which means there's a stream delay. So, without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get ready on it. Trust me and Swag is playing on my end. Super not true. I don't know what he's talking about. Crazy, am I right? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and ref myself. Guitarchi says ready whenever. Gideon says race check, because you don't want a TBZ when you sign up for a PBZ, obviously. Gideon says good luck, have fun. Okay, both players ready. Guitar Cheese is ready. I just gotta make sure that... I gotta ask again because Jig may not be ready, and looks as though we are ready to jump right into it. Oh boy, so exciting, guys. Good luck, have fun. Oh, it's been so long since I've cast some StarCraft. This is gonna be an amazing game, folks. Guitar Cheese, really... While we wait for him to get started, let me just go ahead and tell you guys exactly how crazy this guy can play. We're gonna go ahead and jump on in-game now. I think our donation thing is set up, so if somebody is willing to test that out for me, test out my faith that the donation machine is set up, and want me to stop inflecting my voice upwards, go ahead and test it out. But regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my caster settings, because right now I'm at Pwn Noob settings. So mouse and keyboard, there you go, drag scroll. I forgot to set that back last time, didn't I? Let's just keep that at 20. Because I set it to 10%, and then all throughout some of my ladder games, I was like, damn, this is really not sensitive. I had to like go, drag it all the way across, and it looks as though we're on Western server, so we may have to end up restarting this. Guitarchi says it's on West Coast, is that okay? Jake says, I guess. He's fine with Western server, so we're gonna go ahead and just roll with it for the time being. If he is East, though, we are gonna try and go on Central. We should probably pause this, actually. Guitarchi says no, he doesn't want to remake it. So you know what? We're fine. He's rolling with it. Jig says you can have the handicap, Guitarchi. So, oof. A little bit of inadvertent... Did I hear something?
Your call to adventure.
Oh, yep. There we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and introduce our players. So without further ado, spawning in the top right-hand position of Blackpink. Foregoing that server... The server central, the server advantage, not really the server advantage, but actually giving Guitar Cheese a little bit of a server advantage. Representing our blue Zerg player, give it up for Jig, playing for Team NG. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand position of Blackpink. Representing our red Zerg player, please give a warm welcome to my friend and yours, it's Guitar Cheese. Playing for Psionic Aftermath, the team that's actually casting this right now. Well, I'm not sure if NG is actually casting anything at this moment, but if they are, that's not the... Come on. That's not the real cast. Everybody watching this stream right now knows which team's cast is the real cast. It's this one. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what our players are up to. So both players doing pretty much the same thing, as mirrored as build gets, honestly, at this point. And both players probably just going to be content to macro up just a little bit. And we do have a little bit of time to spare, so let's just go ahead and give a little bit of background on this tournament, because some people may not know what is exactly going on. They may just see some cool, pretty StarCraft flashy thing in their Twitch settings, and we're like, hey, that looks kind of fun to watch. We'll go ahead and watch that. So, first off, you're absolutely right. And secondly, this is Alpha Team League. It's a community StarCraft 2 tournament, and it's actually a whole lot of fun. And most importantly, it's open to pretty much every single member of the community StarCraft scene. So I think it excludes pros, I'm not quite certain. But basically, you have clans like Psionic Aftermath, like NG, they set up the best players. And, you know, the better the teams do, the higher up in the brackets they move. Right now we're in the quarterfinals. I'm pretty sure we can hit semifinals here fairly soon, because Guitar Cheese is an absolute monster of a Zerg player. Trust me, I have the mispleasure, or the pleasure, I'm not quite certain which yet, I haven't decided, of playing this guy on ladder, and let me tell you, whew, Zerglings everywhere. Then again, that's his PVZ, so let's just hope he treats Jig like a Zerg and not just a piece of meat Protoss. Thank you so much, Psionic Aftermath Jedi Zealot, for the 95-bit cheer. Mwah mwah. Kissy kissy. And both players actually, yeah, making a bunch of links. This is what I think Guitar Cheese is actually prone to do. Though it may just be more of a reaction to both players opening up Ling Bane. Generally, when you get a Bane instance like this, like both players have done, you kind of got to stay on Ling Bane for just a little bit of a while. And it is a little annoying. You know, it's very micro-intensive, but Guitar Cheese should have a little bit of ease denying this third base as a matter of fact, since he is the aggressor. But Jig, actually, gonna go ahead and bring down some queens, so very good preparation by Jig in advance. Bane's logging on in, good trade by Guitar Cheese, getting 3 Banings for the price of 2. But unfortunately, yeah, Guitar Cheese lost a lot on those queens. Look at that, 1 kill each, and they all took so much damage. So Guitar Cheese does end up bouncing off of Jig at the end, and this puts him at a nice 4-worker advantage for the time being. But it has allowed Guitar Cheese to get up his third base a little bit earlier, so right now, both players just kind of, you know, unremarkably doing stuff, right? Not to say what they're doing isn't remarkable, like this is crazy. Just being able to control an army and get to this state in the game, you know, 420 mark, 3 hatcheries, you know, macroing up. Most players can't even do that if they tried APM-wise and, or build-wise and stuff like that, so it's pretty interesting. That's my subversive way of saying this ladder is just full of freaking cheesy players, man. Oh, I yearn for macro. Anyways, Guitar Cheese is going to go ahead and pick off a queen here. Nothing too spectacular. Queens die all the time, just as Cleopatra, or literally anyone that ever lived ever. Exception being the Queen of England, because holy shit, she's like an Energizer battery. When will she die? Not that I want her to die, but Jesus. Jesus. Anyways, Guitar Cheese is going to be the first one trying to make a transition here into a Roach War, and so going to be the first one to take the initiative and say, you know what, let's kind of go away from Ling Bane. Let's go ahead and start to move toward Roaches. But you know what to say about moving away from Ling Bane? That's the most dangerous part of Ling Bane, is when you're trying to transition out of it. In fact, that's probably the most volatile time during any game ever, when you're trying to transition away from Ling Bane, because stuff like this could happen. Guitar Cheese needed to get 1 health point on that queen. Guitar Cheese definitely needed to get, or rather Jig needed to defend that very well, since Guitar Cheese had a lot of things right there, but thankfully it did work out for him alright in the end. Jig gonna go ahead and just be active on the map with some links. He just wants to scout more than anything. He sees the roaches, he gets an okay, wait, that's Guitar Cheese's vision, but trust me, he did see the roaches. He saw the roaches, I saw him see the roaches. And actually what it looks like right now is Guitar Cheese going for a Ravager Ling timing, so this is pretty neato. Very neato indeed. Gonna go ahead and stack the worker count and try and go for a timing attack, which actually, I don't think Jig was able to scout any of this at all. I mean, he does have overlords across the map, but I'm not sure how much attention he was paying to that, since he just made a few rounds of drones. Only now, oh wait, that was, oh, the production tabs are backwards. Never mind, he was making roaches. Jig is a good player. I should not think that he's not. So this is probably going to be a very easy hold, especially with the spine follower. And looks as though we got a new follower. Thank you, legendary Arthur, for following. You made the right choice in your StarCraft 2 entertainment choice today. I said choice twice, and I don't care, because we're just going to keep on rolling with it. Let me go ahead and fix some of my sound settings here really quickly, if you all would excuse me. Background sounds, well, plain background, thank you. Alright, so +1 missile attacks is finishing on up for Jig. So, you know, going back to the time of Guitar Cheese, it didn't do much, guys. I mean, he moved across the map, he scared Jig a little bit, and then he just ran away. It's like he trick-or-treated without even getting any candy. Kind of what happened here with Guitar Cheese, just kind of boom, and then scurried away. Didn't even get any drones or minerals or anything, but that's alright. And it's A-okay. You know what? Actually, no, it's not A-okay. Look at this. +1 is very behind for Guitar Cheese, while Jig's +1 is already finished on up. Clear of Constitution as well. Guitar Cheese only now just starting his lair, so a little bit invested for not a lot done. And Jig so far, very solid defensively, just going about his business. And you gotta think to yourself, if you're Jig, you know, do you want to go for the timing now? Because he did end up repelling that first attack from Guitar Cheese fairly well. He didn't lose anything. He knows that Guitar Cheese committed more than he did, because it was him that was going for attack and Jig defending it. Generally, the attacking player commits more. And so Jig, you know, probably is going to go ahead and move across the map with these roaches, which is a stupid thing for me to say while the roaches are moving across the map, and we're following them moving across the map. But it is what he's going to do, and roach speed is about to finish up here. Probably a good 20 more seconds on that upgrade though, so I'd like to see Jig just be a little bit more patient. Actually, very cutesy roach match. Yeah, this is why you may want to wait for roach speed. Bad con games, ate a couple of corrosive bombs, and Jig still managing to trade out all right. The reinforcements from Guitar Cheese is going to be very helpful. I never knew how funny roach matches looked without roach speed. Oh my godly goodness. But it should be just barely enough for Guitar Cheese to hold, actually. Now, +1 attack really putting in a lot of work for Jig, taking a much better trade than I would have expected. And it looks as though he is barely going to get pushed back. Reinforcement point very good for Guitar Cheese. As you can see, these roaches now scuttle more like, you know, roaches, as in the cockroach. Oh my gosh, that's what they're called, roaches. Because they're hard to kill, you can't step on them and kill them, and they're literally everywhere. Literally everywhere. Well, okay, so not... Right now they're not literally everywhere, but trust me, they get a lot of places, especially with Burrow. Ugh. Whew. Anyways, Guitar Cheese has finished up his Clear Constitution as well. And you really can't count Guitar Cheese out. He was kind of behind there for a little bit, but this guy has been going to WCS circuits, doing, you know, not exceptionally well in them, but he has been able to put up a good fight in them occasionally. And he is a Grandmaster player, of course, so definitely a player you don't want to end up facing off with. And Jig gonna go and move right on into Guitar Cheese. Really eager, I feel, though, is Jig, and it just... Yeah, he's gonna get pushed back. The Jig is up. Shit, I should have saved that for a better moment. But you know what? I did what I did, and Jig is gonna go ahead and do what he does and run away. Trust me, that works. I'm a professional StarCrafter. Anyways, he's gonna go ahead and take this fight over here. Great concave, actually. And he's gonna go ahead and push Guitar Cheese back for the time being. Susie says the stream is laggy. Huh. Okay, I'll go and look into that after this match. I'm not quite certain what could be causing that, but I hope it clears up here pretty soon. Jig is gonna go ahead and continue to trade out against these urges of Guitar Cheese. Both players are sitting at around 50 workers, and I feel as though the more this game goes on... Sushi says, need to change bitrate. There's a background program taking up CPU resources. Actually, he could be right about that. Let me go ahead and change a couple of settings. It says bitrate is 4128. I don't know. Ooh, Solid Snake hosting that stream with 1 viewer. Thank you so much, Solid Snake. He needs the word of Jig versus Guitar Cheese to go on out, and who can blame him? Honestly, who can blame him? Yeah, I think both players are just gonna max out on roaches and then smash into each other. And as boring as that sounds, sometimes that is what ZBZs happen. But I think, you know, while that is definitely a possibility, we do see players more and more starting to embrace Lurker styles, starting to embrace Hydralisk styles, because the new maps for this, I mean, honestly, if you haven't seen the new map pool, there are a lot of chokes. There are a lot of chokes, the rush distance is generally pretty large. There are a lot of, you know, ramps you have to go up to, so definitely Hydralisk styles, or, you know, probably Lurker styles is what this Hydralisk then is going to be for. You know, have seen a bit of a resurgence, and I think it makes for a very dynamic viewing experience, so we're going to have to hope that Jig, pray that Jig goes for Lurkers, because, I want a nice fun PvZ, ZBZ to cast. Don't get me wrong, I like PvZ, but, you know, this is not PvP. If your PvP looks like this, folks, please see a doctor immediately. This is in no way what a PvZ is supposed to be like. I mean, if your PvZ looks like this for more than 4 hours, you need to talk to somebody, okay? Okay. We good? Okay, we're good. Guitar Cheese is gonna go ahead and posture out on his army. Take a look at the upgrades here. You can see that Jig is still ahead, because he did get that Evo chamber earlier. He started working on his upgrades a little bit earlier. Solid Snake DA follows us after hosting us. What a guy, I have to say myself. And Jig looks as though he's going to take this engagement over here, and Guitar Cheese content to fight in range of the Spine Crawler. May not actually end up mattering too much, and Guitar Cheese looks like though he's just about to barrel through. He always looks as though he's on the verge of breaking right through Jig, but it looks as though at this moment... Oh, Jig actually isn't holding. Oh wow, a lot of his production was actually in eggs and larvae and cocoons, so this is actually pretty not a good trade. Yeah, a pretty gnarly trade for our friend Jig. Lots of synonyms, Mr. 789. Go ahead and use them once in a while. Now, Lings are going to go ahead and nibble away at this hatchery. Probably not going to get it. Probably with like 2 asterisks next to the probably, an exclamation mark, and maybe like a footnote somewhere in there. But it does end up surviving. 343 health. Not bad, not bad. And 72 armor spine 116. Guitar Cheese's aggression has been pretty on point this match, and it's not like as though Guitar Cheese was ahead for the whole match. It wasn't like, oh, Jig tried to 6-pull him, like, you know, kill off 6 of his drones just so we can 6-pull him at the beginning of the match. No, it's not like Jig did anything like that. In fact, it was Guitar Cheese trying to make some magic happen and getting himself down in workers and down in upgrades. But it seems as though just through sheer positioning and willpower, Guitar Cheese was able to just, you know, eke himself out an advantage here. And now you can see, 50 more supply than Jig. This is getting pretty dicey. And yeah, so Guitar Cheese actually did kill a decent amount of workers. I'm pretty sure... I'm not sure when that was actually, so... Oh boy, okay, so that's probably why Guitar Cheese seemed kind of ahead for a while. I guess I should focus a little bit more on that kind of stuff. I am a little rusty. It is my first cast in a little bit of time here, so just give me a little bit, and I swear by game number 2, You'd be like eating a quesadilla made of ice. It'll be so cool. Now, Jig is still posturing himself. The peep does give him a high ground vision, so that is nice. Tries to get a couple of crystal bows down. Guitarchi's not going for it. Gonna go ahead and reposition. And I feel as though Jig, look at this. Laziest Hydralisk Den in the history of Hydralisk Den. Just sitting there all puckered up. Not really doing much of anything. Like a crown. Like a crown that ate something sour. And now Jig is gonna go ahead and have to just fight Guitarchi's, play his game. That being said, it is a much better concave for our friend Jig and a lot of Ravagers too. But the piles are just landing on Jig after Jig, not dodging any of them. The reinforcement point may just end up winning out here. Jig is slowly dipping in supply, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner. But it seems as though he is going to barely push this on back. And both players, again, bouncing off of each other, remaxing on roaches. Really content to just stay on this roach tech. And I feel as though, at the current rate this game is going, we're going to be looking at like a 25-30 minute game where nobody gets a hive. Which is sad to say, because there have been some really amazing series played so far. If you haven't seen, I'm pretty sure last time I casted this EVZ, it was Snoot versus Guru on Backwater. I don't want to spoil anything, because it's a really great game. You can check it out. I'll tell you where you can check it out later, but it was actually just an insane game. Broodlords, Lurkers, oh my god. And it was Snoot versus Guru too. Generally when you watch StarCraft, it's just as much fun to watch the game as it is to watch the game being played by certain players. So what do I mean by that stupid sentence? I'll tell you what I mean by that. I mean, a lot of the fun of watching StarCraft is knowing the players behind it, right? And, you know, it was a good game. That's moral of the story, is a pretty damn good game. Now, Jig is getting that Lurker Den just now, so he is starting to feeling a little comfortable to transition. I'm not quite certain why he's out on the map like this. If he's trying to transition to Lurkers, he should be playing a little defensively, especially with so many Ravagers. A very squishy army can't be caught out. Thankfully, though, he has some good vision on this side of the map. Maybe like 1, 2 things go ahead and checked here. And, you know, both of them do have, holy hot hell and a half, that hatchery went down. So this is why I said asterisk, footnote, exclamation mark next to the hatchery going down, because it did actually end up going down. So nice pickup there for Guitarchis. But yeah, I was saying, you know, Jig's roaches are as fast as Guitarchis' roaches. So as long as Jig doesn't commit to anything, or doesn't end up trying to commit to anything, I think he should be fine here. The Lurker Den is finished on up, and it looks as though, don't do it, Jig. Don't do it. He has such a good army right now, and this is weird. I think as though Jig is just autopiloting right now. 6 roaches when you have enough of a bank, you're maxed out, you have a Lurker Den. I mean, I think Jig just isn't really in the game as much as he should be. If he did, he would have the Lurker Den 100%. I think, though, he just wants to try and kill Guitarchis here. And that's exactly what it looks like, though, he's going to do. Look at all the files in the army, Guitarchis. Man, not blocking worth a haypenny. That idiom also not worth a halfpenny either. And Jig is just gonna barrel on through. Wow, smelling blood in the water is Jig. Seeing the Ravager count, and oh my gosh, it almost played out like a PBZ, you guys. Like using the hatchery as almost like a natural barrier to force Guitarchis to funnel through into his army. And now Guitarchis on the ropes here, has a small roach counterattack, definitely gonna be cleaned up though. And Guitarchis just can't do it. GG is called, and game number 1 will go to our friend at NG, Jig. Now, let me do a quick obligatory check here, making sure the stream has actually just not gone to hell. So, let's see. Yep, definitely looks a lot better. Thank you guys for pointing out the lag. I would have never stopped that background process, whatever it was. Not going to say what it was, but whatever it was, I was not going to stop that. By myself, without hearing it. But yeah, stream does look pretty good. Thank you so much for joining on in, everybody. 25 viewers, actually pretty good. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. And I do, so it's pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and see what the next map is. I'm pretty sure it is going to be nothing, because that's not what it says on the Alpha Team League stuff. Oh, okay, so I see this. So each team kind of sends up a player to go against the other. Get it through the head, Swagger. So Jig actually able to take that from Guitarchis. NG, man, they don't have any slacks, do they? Whew, definitely no pushovers in there. Alright, I think our next player is going to go ahead and be Bowman, and they're gonna face NG's Dizecrow. Now, I don't know much about Dizecrow. I won't pretend like I do. Cross my heart, know nothing about Dizecrow, but I do know about Bowman. I do face Bowman a little bit on ladder, and sometimes we face off against each other, and he is a very, very nice player. I think he's a Protoss, but I'm not sure. I just remember him doing some really, really obscure-ass cheese on me, and I'm just like, bro, man, come on. We're family. You don't do that to family. And also, if you haven't heard already, let me be the first to say, happy 20th anniversary, StarCraft! Oh my gosh, one more year and StarCraft can legally drink. We'll take him out, we'll get him some medical marriage of DNA. Or not even medical, that's just straight up legal in Colorado. We'll take him to Colorado. Or here, in lovely Reno, Nevada. Enough personifying StarCraft, which is 789. Let's go ahead. Oh my god, let's go ahead and just focus. Let's go ahead and focus here. Focus our thoughts. We're gonna go ahead and wait for our next players. And let me go ahead and change my portrait, actually, to a nice 20th century fox. To a nice 20th anniversary StarCraft theme. It has been 20 years after all, and we have seen so many incredible games in StarCraft, and I think one of the most underutilized features of StarCraft is, or rather the hidden gem that StarCraft has to offer, is really the community. As if by magic. Thank you, Jedi Zealot, for the subscription. But yeah, one of the things that I do really like, let me go ahead and equip this. Hang on. 20 years. One of the best things about StarCraft is honestly the community scene. There's so many community tournaments, there's so many community clans, very active, and I think there's some very nice games in there, right? Because, you know, pro games are like tabloids, kind of. That sounds stupid, but I swear it's not, and I'll tell you why. Because it's kind of like, so pro games are like, you know, the super pretty, very refined, cool versions of StarCraft, but community games, these are like what a real StarCraft game looks like. None of that fake, you know, supermodel, oh, I wrote down my build order and I followed it type bullshit that you see in pro games. No. Hearty games, wholesome games, that's what we do, guys. And they just give up some really wild times thus far. Oh, they sometimes give us really wild times. I'm not quite certain where I was going with that. I don't know, I'm rambling, guys. They were giving out free energy drinks at my university, and I missed it. Oh my gosh, they were all out, and I missed it, and I'm still riding that low. Some people ride highs, I ride lows more than not, and I will never forgive myself for that. How come I can't equip this portrait? Portraits? Can I not equip? Can I, please? Wait. Come on, how do I do this? Oh, I'm looking like a fool in front of all of these beautiful... Well, out of all of these StarCraft players. Let me see. I can't figure this out. I'm so embarrassed. And there's a 2-minute stream delay, so you guys can't really help me out too much. You know what? We're gonna leave this for 2 minutes. So at 4:29, I'm gonna come back to this. Or I would have come back to this, checked it out, and fixed it. So, great. Next map is Eachwash. Right, swag hosting again? Yes. What server want play on? Because we generally do want our players to have... Excuse me for a bit while I eat a quesadilla. We definitely do want... Pay attention to eat a quesadilla, Jesus. Psionic Aftermath, Jedi Zealot, cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much, Jedi Zealot. And we're gonna go ahead and... East. Okay, so... We're gonna go ahead and host on East. Okay. I'll switch to East. Because we definitely want our players to be playing to the best of their abilities, and we don't really want stuff like, you know, how far away they are to really determine the matches, right? I mean, they are going to inevitably, but we're going to go ahead and try and limit that to the best of our abilities. So Bowman is going to go ahead and be next. And Gideon says East. So both players saying East, so we're going to go ahead and start on match shop now. Getting everything set up. I'm gonna go ahead and make... Well, hello? Oh, I can't... I almost started a campaign! Could you oh my gosh. Okay. Can you imagine how embarrassing it would have been if, like, there's these really good players waiting on me, and I'm just like, okay guys, let's go ahead and get started. And then they just look next to my portrait and they see that I'm in the campaign, they're like, what the hell is this kid doing? Just out of nowhere, I just start up Legacy of the Void, like, I really want to see, you know, our Tennis storyline. Whoa, very cool. Whoa. And I'm glad that didn't happen. And if it does happen, I'm glad that I'm glad that it would have happened in a nice community StarCraft thing, because occasionally we get the pleasure to cast for some really, really high names here at Psionic Aftermath, and oh boy, it gets really saddening if you like delay them, because you don't want to keep them waiting because they're so good and they deserve the best. And yeah, don't want to go into the middle of campaign and trying to figure out why Kerrigan is wearing high heels when they're trying to get a match going up. Alright, Bazzacrow is pending, so we're going to go ahead and put everyone in their place. Now, it has been 2 minutes. I hope you guys gave me a good explanation of how to go into a portrait. Oh, we have a new sub. Ooh, Sonic Aftermath Daunted just subscribed. Ooh, Sonic Aftermath is the best, Daunted says. Man, I just spent 5 hours at university learning stuff. I don't need to learn any more fundamental truths, trust me. Yes, that's the best I can do, don't judge me. Okay, ready? Heyo. Hello. Boom. Boyman's ready. Dezacre's ready. Let's go ahead and get us started then. No more stalling for time. Let's go and jump on into it. Now, Eastwatch is a map I'm going to talk to you guys a lot about. So, I'm going to go ahead and save my breath. Take a couple of bites of my quesadilla, because it has chicken in it. And that's really special when a quesadilla has chicken in it, because generally it's just cheese. But now it has chicken. And I deserve that lean meat. You know what? And look, I was right. Bowman is a Protoss, so skippity wee. To those of you who can hear me chewing through my microphone, let me be the first one to say, I am sorry. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, we're good. We are absolutely good. No more, we're good. So was that quesadilla too. But as far as we're going, we're good. We're good. Okay, let's go ahead and cast this. I have a lot more stuff to talk about now that it's a PvZ. Not all of it is sugar sweet, but yeah, let's go ahead and start this up. Thank you for following I'm gonna sneeze. Told you. Thank you for following the Negative Pro. Really do appreciate that. Keeping the community of StarCraft scene nice and thriving. Now, spawning in the bottom left-hand position of Eastwatch. He is representing our blue Protest player. Please give a warm welcome to my friend and yours, Bowman. Planning for Psionic Aftermath in all of its glory. And his opponent, whose team is up 1-0. The team known as NG, not quite certain what that stands for, but we're just gonna say NG, and oh my gosh, quesadilla. Down boy. It is the one pink Zerg player at the top right hand position of Eastwatch. It is Thyzacrow. Team's currently up 1-0. I didn't expect Katarchi to go down. It was looking so good for me. So good for him actually, and yeah, it looks as though the aggression from Jigo? I already forgot his name, because Katarchi's is better. But, obviously that game did not show it there, but, you know, he did definitely have a sense of, you know, Katarchi's holding his own. You know, at the beginning of the match, he was doing so well. I mean, his timing didn't really work out, but he still got his upgrades fairly on time. He took a couple of good fights, and it was, did not expect the game to go that way, just walking to so many corrosive biles. But let's go ahead and talk about PvZ, because that's what this match is all about. The past is all that's gone. And macro is yet to come. Wait, I have a better thing for that, but I forgot it, so we're just gonna talk about PvZ. We're just gonna talk about PvZ, because I'm cursed to never say anything intelligent in my whole life. Don't believe me? Boom. Just said that. Self-affirming truth. Now, Dazacrow has taken the gold mineral base over here. So, which is probably the most interesting part of this game. Generally, I would say this is for some sort of aggression. But honestly, on Eastwatch, it's such a large map. Some people are even doing... Carrier has arrived. Ooh, Carrier has arrived. Thank you for following, Superhuman. Yeah, so Eastwatch is actually such a long-ass map. So many twists and turns, so many, you know, chokes to exploit, that I wouldn't be surprised if this just turns up into a macro game. And Dazacrow just wants the early game mineral advantage to just further cement his lead. But... when there's a gold, there is a fold, and I'm really not thinking of good stuff today, I swear. But that's because I don't think of any good stuff ever, so I don't feel bad at all. The IDAP is going to go ahead and move across the map. And yeah, so this base is actually more farther away than, you know, all the other bases, so stuff like Adept Pressure can be really powerful on this map. Double Oracle can also be really nice, since there's a lot of dead space here to abuse. And it looks as though Bowman is going to do standard PvZ stuff. I don't want to talk about Dazzlecrow anymore because I'm a Protoss player. I'm a Protoss fanboy. I love Protoss players. Trap, Hero, my homeboys, who would probably bring, you know, civil suit over me if I ever called them my homeboys, but they're my homeboys. And I really do enjoy watching their games. If you haven't seen Trap versus, well, anyone in the IEM Katowice so far, you are missing out. But Bowman is so far going for a pretty standard build. Dazzlecrow is most likely going to go ahead and get that scout off on the start gate. He is going for a Phoenix first, so generally this can mean a few things. Maybe you just want to kill the Overlord, but some of the times you kind of do that before, you know, you get any tech, just so you can, you know, catch your opponent a little bit more off guard. As I say that, he gets a robotic facility right in the face of the Overlord. Like, couldn't be more obvious to Dazzlecrow that that was a robotic facility, so probably not for that. Maybe he's gonna get just one Phoenix to clear out Overlords. I don't think you just get a Stargate to clear out the Overlords. Now this is why I love StarCraft. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and start proxying a couple of gateways. We did get a couple of bits cheered. Thank you so much, Psionic Aftermath Jedi Zealot, for the bit cheer. I got a text from my friend, but I will answer him afterwards because StarCraft is my bestest of BFFs. And it is going to be a Robo, so Proxy Robo, he's still on 2 gates when Warp Gate finishes. I don't understand what I'm seeing here. He is going to go ahead and go for the Oracle now, but it is a little delayed, and it looks as though Bowman wants to expand. I guess this gateway is here just to easier facilitate assimilation success. Okay, it's easier for him to facilitate an offensive move on this gold base with the fast warpins, especially if it's so far away. This gateway allows you to put, you know, warping units from farther away and still have them be on time rather than proccing a pylon closer, but a bigger chance of it being scouted. Now, Lings are going to go ahead and move on toward this third base. I'm not sure what pressure Bowman can do right now. I mean, he doesn't have any, you know, Twilight tech, so definitely anything gateway based is a no-go. He only has a couple, and there's not really any tech out there for gateway units. But it wouldn't be too unusual to see some shenanigans with a Robo facility. Generally, when you get it this early, you know, early immortals are all the rage nowadays in PvZ. So definitely, we're going to be seeing something like that. I hope so, at least. But so far, oh, yep, there we go. It is going to be added drops. Look at me paying attention to the minimap. I know what you're thinking. For you, what have you done with close to 789? How much money do you want? Well, the answer is, crap, I can't even remember what I said. Oh, jeez, okay. It's not a good day, guys. It's not a good day. 10 more drones on the way for Dazzlecrow. Not a good day for Bowman either. Now, Dazzlecrow actually has been skimping out on that drone production, and I want to talk about something here that I see a lot in all levels of play. You know, whether you're a Zerg player or a Protoss player, but generally Zerg players do it more often than not, is their macro just kind of slips up. So as you can see, the Dazzlecrow is floating around 400, 500 minerals for quite a while, even going up to 700. And even now, he's floating a decent amount, so, you know, Dazzlecrow, you know, he could have had, like, I don't know, like 65, 70 workers by now, if you remember to macro on up as much as he wanted to, and unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. So, you know, Dazzlecrow missing out on the potential for a lead here, but is going to go ahead and try and do some Ling aggression as well, but that doesn't work out either. And look at that, backing all the way up to 900 minerals at one point. Dazzlecrow, I don't want to say there's no shame in throwing down a macro hatchery, because there isn't, and I like to say, you know, stuff that doesn't sound right. But there really is no shame in throwing down a macro hatchery. If you can't spend your money, if you're having trouble spending your money, you know, I try to say something smart and okay, you know what? That's okay. There is still no shame in throwing down a macro hatch because it is really good to just spend your money, as it turns out. Breek Fastive, cheered 48 bits. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that, helping out your community StarCraft scene. And yeah, it's just, it's hard, you know. It's hard to spend all your money super effectively, and you know, it's better to spend 300 minerals to spend all of your money better for the rest of the game than to constantly throw 400 to 500 because your macros aren't good, like, or because your injects aren't amazing, or you want to use your queens to spread creep more and you're not hitting off those injects, which I don't think happens but could happen. But yeah, look at this. Dazzlecrow is floating a decent amount of energy on that queen on the gold. I mean, just now I went through a round of injects, but still floating much more minerals than I am comfortable with. Bowman now going to move out with that double Oracle pressure. Very popular nowadays in PvZ. It's almost seems as though everyone opens up Oracle. Because that is why. because things die instantly to 2 oracles. Most things, actually. Terrans, you know, were able to send such a loud, piercing, shrieking noise throughout the battle on their forums that now they don't 2-shot Marines or SCVs anymore. Wah, wah. But this is not a PvG, this is PvT, and let's see what Bowman is doing. Very standard stuff. He's gonna go ahead and get those Archons, get those Immortals, and for the time being, it seems as though Bowman is floating a lot of minerals, so there's definitely a lot of refining that could be done to his build order right now, especially, or, you know, taking a look at his structures tab, he has 8 gateways and 1 robo. You can generally afford 2 robos off of this many bases, and the gateways did seem just a little bit late, but, you know, honestly, not the biggest of deals. Storm now is pretty much a third of the way done, and this is about as macro as it gets. Pretty vanilla. Honestly, nothing too interesting. The Protoss just kind of, you know, does a little bit of aggression from the beginning stages of the match, and now moves on to some sort of mid-game counterattack. Now, look at over here. Bowman is going to go ahead and take an okayish fight, especially with all these force fields. It's not going to be bad. While these Zealots, meanwhile, do horrible things to that base over there, taking out 5 drones already. And if he focuses, I can actually take out the hatchery. Yeah, that +2 is not quite done yet. So this hatchery, as you can see, it's not dying as quickly as it would if the Zealots were +3. And is Bowman focusing? Oh yeah, stone cold focus there. And Bowman takes out the 3rd base, or rather 4th base, in an amazing move of positioning, otherwise known as good positioning. And Bowman is still going to stay up with that Zealot aggression. Generally, I think that's a very good use of Zealots. Generally, they're pretty useless in PvZ matchup because, you know, those are supposed to be banings over there. Hang on. He actually doesn't have any banings. Never mind. Okay. I could have just said why they aren't that amazing, because they run into banings, and banings kill shit pretty quickly, as it turns out. So yeah, definitely using them to just pull the army out of position, take out some drones, deny a base. I mean, those are all excellent uses for Zealots. And look at this, Bowman actually now going to go ahead and use his proxy gateway to effective use. Diazocro is going to scout it, but it may just be a little too late. Not that it matters if it's a little too late to scout this, because, oh my gosh, 4 Spine Crawlers, 2 Queens, probably gonna defend this base just fine. Look at all their transfusions too. Wow. Diazocro actually floating a lot more minerals. Look at this. I mean, honestly, at this point, macro hatch would have been a very good idea. Especially on this gold base, it's really hard to spend all your minerals. They can even stir you off, so, you know, I'm surprised you didn't go for that. Meanwhile, on this side of the match, shit is happening, and I should focus on it. Bowman is going to go ahead and pick off a couple of Hydras, and Diazocro just going for what appears to be a Hydra Ravager. No banings in the mix at all. And those of you who have played Hydra Ravager knows that Hydras have 90 health, and Ravagers have 120 health. And Storms do absolutely ungodly, unspeakable, unteachable things to this army composition, especially since they can't move out of the way very quickly, compared to Lings or Banings, which can kind of power on through and then get the job done. We don't care if they get damaged and then die, because that's what they're supposed to do, literally always. Bowman now going to move on to his next form of aggression. It is going to be Dark Templar run-bys, and he's going to go ahead and stay on this for quite a bit, it seems, as he transitions into a feed beacon. Maybe a little bit prematurely, because taking a look at his main army right now, take a look at the units tab. That's his army. That's the whole army at the 12-minute mark. No Archons, not many charge lots, so Diazocro could hit a very nice timing here pretty soon. Good stasis board actually over there. I didn't forget about you, unfreeze. I mean, don't get me wrong, these 8 Dark Templars, they're gonna kill the base, they're gonna kill some drones, they're gonna pull Diazocro back, but it is 8 Dark Templars. Those could be Archons, that could be, you know, Templars for Storm, and they are probably gonna get cleaned up, so they really gotta get their money's worth here. And so far at the moment, he seems to be doing just that. Bowman with excellent multitasking, splitting the Zealots to every corner of the base, taking out that hatchery, and no Overseer. No, Overseer just hit for Diazocro. Is he making one now? He just didn't have any. Oh no, Diazocro with no Overseer in sight. Gonna be forced to be pinned back into his base until the end of eternity, it seems. Does he just not have? I refuse to believe he doesn't have one. Yeah, no Overseer at all for Diazocro, so definitely some mistakes coming out from Diazocro, losing 20 workers and another base. I mean, at this point, it's just getting too desperate too quickly. I think Diazocro realizes this as well, and is going to go ahead and move across the map. Bowman actually taking some aggression from Diazocro himself, taking a note from Cyril in the GSL, dropping roaches and hydras in the mineral lines. Dark Templar turns out very good at killing things when things can't see them. But this is still so annoying to deal with, and Dark Templars are gonna be the crutch No, not the crush. They're gonna be like this super blasted, powerful cannon that shuts these down for our friend Bowman. But the main attack is still nigh, and where's the army? Yeah, okay, so now he does have a couple of temporals, a little bit of storms, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. And no, Overseer, that was back to your army. He's gonna go ahead and morph on in right now. And yep, there are lurkers here, and the mortal count is fearsome, and he is gonna pick off a few lurkers without a doubt. But it's still pretty sketchy from Bowman. This army may not look very fragile, but it is very fragile. There's there's only one Archon, a couple of Zealots, and after that, you're hitting Templar and you're hitting Immortals, which is exactly what you want to be doing. Daisuke, however, not splitting incredibly well versus the Storms, but is doing all right enough, and yeah, Bowman cleans it up without a second thought. Daisuke does get a nice jump off into this third base of Bowman, and Bowman actually going down a decent amount of workers, but he already had used that previous economy before it got ravaged like this to get those carriers out, to establish that higher tech, and now down in supply, down in workers, down in army, and possibly down and out. Daisuke runs back home to his gold base. Starting off with the gold base, I mean, I had much higher hopes for Daisuke this match, but it just wasn't enough. He's gonna go ahead and move on through. The Storms are not gonna make this possible for Daisuke. I think he's gonna make an effort. He's gonna try, but at this point alone, if you think to yourself, if I take this much army out and he still breaks Daisuke, which is definitely a very easy thing to see, then you gotta think to yourself, Daisuke is holding on. More Dark Vampires everywhere. GG is called, and Bowman brings it back for Psionic Aftermath 1-1. Let me go ahead and text my friend something. Just really quickly. No? What's... hang on. Depends on when. When? What's up? Alright, there we go. Notice how he phrased that very specifically. To where if I don't like what he says, I just say, oh, I'm busy during that time. Because I am scum. Bowman, yeah, this is pretty much the story of that match here. I mean, amazing harassment from Bowman. What he lacks for in super concise, clean build orders with a purpose, he makes up for in smashing your face in at every corner of the map, at every corner of your base, as often as possible. And it is a good strategy that can work for most people. If you just keep on laying on the aggression, there's really not much your opponent can do. Trust me. Now up to 26 concurrent viewers, so thank you for everyone for tuning on in. Did I switch the scenes back? No, I did not. Hello there. Look at your monitor, not back at me, not back at your monitor, and then realize you're looking at the same thing. This is the stream. Psionic Aftermath. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I'm saying that as if we had, a commercial break to go to. Unfortunately, we do not. So I'm just practicing my mind for when these opportunities arise. You never know. Okay, getting some nice messages over here. Thank you so much. And let me see. Oh, actually, let's see who our next match is. I don't want to keep them holding on too much. I get very distracted very easily. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go back to the mission at hand. And if you guys don't remember what it is, it was me counting on you guys to tell me how to change my portrait, because I just changed it literally yesterday from Neeb into this cool Archon, and now I can I click on it, and I right click on it, and nothing happens, and I can't do it. Oh, okay, I'm dumb. That's fine. I accept that. Psionic Aftermath cheered 100 bits in celebration of me figuring out how to press the equip button over here. I thought you like right-clicked or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, now we did it. We're celebrating the 20th anniversary of, 20th anniversary of StarCraft being released. Has it been 20 years already? I say, as I've only been alive for 18. We're lovely. I'm gonna play some original StarCraft like Brood War today. Probably not though, so I won't. And that's commentary, folks. Oh, Actishawn just subscribed. Wow, thank you so much, Actishawn. Really do appreciate that, helping get your community StarCraft scene. And instead of spending those $5 to get yourself maybe a Monster Energy at a university because price gouging, he's smart. He spends it on StarCraft. Happy 20th anniversary. Anniversary? Yeah, anniversary. Okay, I don't know why I was so weird about anniversary. It sounded like anniversary. Like I thought I was supposed to say anniversary, and I was confused, but I resolved that mental dilemma. Ooh, okay. Next map is Catalyst. Oh shit. Oh man. I try not to distract our players and hold up the game. I try to make sure everything goes by as quickly as possible as a StarCraft 2 community professional proceeds to eat quesadilla and talk about portraits and the word anniversary. Gonna go ahead and enter this number right here. Kuna Matata is gonna be playing next from our team, I think. Okay. Let's get rock and rolling, guys. Kuna Matata? He's in game. Shite stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and whisper to him. Chat. Hey, you're up next. And then Turtle, so he knows I'm not being mean. Turtle is very important, guys. So many emotes here. You know what? I am a master at StarCraft. I play. Oh, he says invite. Okay. Invite to game. There he goes. There's so many emotes here. You know, I play StarCraft a lot. I know all my hotkeys by heart. For the life of me, I cannot. I only know like smiley faces and turtles. That's all I know how to do, honestly. I mean, I'm gonna memorize all of these eventually, but until that day, I'm gonna be a scrub. That's a lowly scrub, like the rest of you guys. Hey, not smart. Okay, gonna go ahead and invite. Anyone else want to come in? No, I don't think so. I think are we ready to go? I think I need to invite Geeden. Yeah, Geeden should be part of this game. I don't know if Geeden was a part of the other games, but I think he was. I think Geeden deserves the spot here. There we go. Monitor Rosford's Kuna Matata. Now, I know this looks like a blue border and those look like gold, but honestly, I just have my computer in like reverse color mode. It's like in negatives, so I'm actually a grandmaster, you guys, so. Okay. Just so you guys know, there's no confusion, alright? Because you may be hearing me and saying like, wow, this guy is so good and handsome, he has to be a grandmaster. And you know, you guys get confused because you're like, wow, that's a blue border, and then you're just like, no, it's just my computer's a negative, it's fine. Ready to have fun? One can wish. Kuna Matata. Ready? I'm gonna wait for him to be ready, and then we're gonna go ahead and jump on in. And apparently, I got some feedback that my in-game volume was too loud, or my mic not loud enough. Let me see. I think that's because my mic is farther away. And the gain isn't very high, so we're gonna move that closer. Smart. I just disconnected my mic like 4 times doing that. It's not a very steady mic, I'll give it that, but it's a very nice mic. It's a very generic, not generic mic, but it's a mic that most people use. Like here, I'll show you. If you've ever seen any streamers, that's the mic that most people use. Pretty average, you know. Nothing too special about that. And yeah, it's just, you know, Snowball Blue Yeti. It's very nice, and I think it's good. I think it does the job done and has pretty good audio quality. So yeah, that was the mic. Hope you guys focused on the mic. And oh, game is starting. Good job, me. Good job, me. I just did that in Alpha Teen League quarterfinals. We are now going in game to stifle our embarrassment. Alright, spawning in the top left-hand position of Catalyst, who doesn't care that I expose myself on stream, representing our red Terran player. Give it up for Kuna Matata. Kuna Matata. I said his name before, don't know why I said Kuna Matata. Doesn't even sound like anything. That doesn't even sound like something I could confuse it with. And look at that. 20th anniversary decals. Absolutely amazing. There should have been like an event for the 20th anniversary. Is Blizzard doing something? They should be doing something. I'm pretty certain they are. I'll look it up later. Anyways, for the time being, spawning the Barman in position, Kuna Matata's opponent, representing our Blue Protoss player, it is Monsieur Ro8. Or, you know, for you American, uncultured, you know, anti-Greek yogurt viewers, Monsieur Ross. I was saying it the right way to respect his culture. And it looks as though he is going to go ahead and go for a pretty standard build so far. PBT, another Protoss game, another game I can actually give substance toward. Now, Kuna Matata is going to go ahead and go for that Rax into gas. Probably shouldn't be seeing much one-base aggression, if any. The most important thing that Kuna Matata, or rather Monsieur Ra, has to watch out for is that if he gets a Reaper or a Marine, or just straight up a Reactor right away, there's a lot of very different things that each one of those can mean. For example, a Marine, you'll be more concerned about some sort of weird drop or like Marine push, or maybe he's going for quick Cyclones with Marine support. You would definitely play a lot more defensively if you saw a Marine as opposed to a Reaper. Now, at the bottom right hand corner of the map, Monsieur Roz is not doing anything too spectacular himself. Gonna go ahead and block off this ledge right here from the Reaper jump, as conveniently highlighted by these two Protoss landing strips. Whoever made this map, by the way, honorary Protoss, I hereby declare it, decree it as so. If you're a Zerg player, you can now make carriers 50 at a time. Congratulations. And Monsieur Ross is just gonna go ahead and do pretty standard stuff. Now, he's getting a Stalker. He is getting a Stalker, which is kind of becoming the meta. Not really. I mean, the reason you see Stalkers over Adept is because you're kind of scared about Cyclone Hellion rushes. Ever since, I don't know who first did it, but I think I saw it first in the GSL. I think it was Gumiho, or I don't know who it was done against, but I can't remember. But it was a Cyclone Hellion push, like 2 Cyclones, 2 Hellions, and that absolutely destroyed some Protoss players. Like, we don't have a lot, and if our Oracle is over here on the opposite side of the map and we don't have any shield batteries, and we have, like, you know, an Adept or 2, boy, you are in for some rough times. But yeah, Stalkers do a little bit better against Cyclones, a little bit more microable. They don't give you much scouting information, so you can't really see it coming, but he's going for a Twilight on top of it, so it should actually just be fine. And actually, Croneman got that Blink, and a very early second gateway. Generally, you kind of do it a little bit later. Like, you start your 3rd unit, you start Blink, and then you add on your additional gateways. But who am I to be an anal little prickum about it? Now, with this Chrono Blink, it's definitely going to be some aggression. There's little doubt in my mind. If you get Blink this early, I mean, you can use it defensively, but if you're trying to be defensive, you can just go Robo Twilight, and as I say that, Robotic Facility does end up going down. Maybe he's gonna get like an observer out of it, move it across the map. If you get blinked this early, there's almost no reason not to move on out across the map and just poke at your opponent, because, you know, Marines die pretty easily early game against Stalkers. You know, and especially with Stalkers against Blink, you can, without too much provocation, you know, shave off 3 Marines, 4 Marines, bait out a Widowmine shot, and then kill that Widowmine because it's no longer cloaked, because balance reasons, and you guys see what your opponent's making. I mean, and you can even like catch a dropout if it's coming, so I'm actually kind of surprised that Monsieur Ross isn't moving out across the map. Even like a pylon right here, a couple of Stalkers warping on in, he could have some really good aggression going on right about now. But he apparently decides to take the high road. With this double gas, it does kind of suggest he wants to go for a robotics bay on 2 bases. I'm not certain if that's what he actually wants to do, but it certainly feels like it. I mean, 2 gases very quickly. I mean, if you're mining double gas, you gotta be having like double upgrades, making charge forge phoenixes. None of that is happening right now, obviously, so it's very curious. Monsieur Ross playing kind of like range, just super defensively, taking that 3rd base. Meanwhile, we're gonna see what Kuna Matata is doing. I almost corrected myself to Kuna Matata, and then I realized, bad correction. Gonna go ahead and make a reactor straight up on that starport. Now, if he did do the old Swapperoonie over here, you would expect him to go for, you know, double Medivac stim timing, but as it turns out right now, it appears to be just Marines, Marauders, maybe move out as soon as stim is done, try to get a cancel on this 3rd base. But Monsieur Ross actually is going to go and start up that Stalker aggression, and like I said, aggression is so much more than trying to kill your opponent's minerals. It's so much more than just trying to kill your opponent. It's information, it's playing safe in some cases. It's safe to put on aggression, because, you know, if you have a lead, one of the safest things you can do is put on some mild aggression. He is going to go ahead and poke away at this, and look at this, he does see the Marauders and Marines, and maybe if he was paying attention, he'd be like, hey, that's just a lot of crap, yeah? Wait, he's... okay, so it's Monsieur Roch, so it's French, so... that is a lot of crap, yeah? Okay, so I can't do the French accent, it just turns into, like, Dutch. That's not Dutch, I'm sorry if you're Dutch. Okay, I can't do accents, note to self, except for this one, which I'm doing unintentionally, and changes every other day. Monsieur Ross, yeah, okay, so now he knows. He sees a lot of Widowmines and a lot of bios, so the jig should definitely be up here that there is a timing attack coming soon. Luckily, like I said, Monsieur Ross is getting that Colossus Bay Okay, yeah, it's a Colossus Bay. What are you gonna do about it? Not a robotic facility. It's a Colossus Bay because you get Colossus out of it, and if you get Disruptors out of it, you're cool. So you can call it a Disruptor Bay, but you probably shouldn't. Regardless, Colossus are coming on into the battlefield is what I'm trying to say, guys. And they are going to be out just in time to, you know, deflect this attack from Kuna Matata. Kuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a wonderful philosophy. Kuna Matata. Okay, I've got his name. It's Kuna Matata. It's fine. And no way he sees that. No way does he see that. That's such, yeah.
Ready for dust.
Gonna go and walk right past the observer, so Monsieur Ross definitely knows what is up. And actually gotta be super careful. You know, you're making shield batteries, might as well fight in range of them. And you know, this Reaper's gonna do more damage than the frontal push, guaranteed. You wanna bet? Look at this. Frontal push already running away. Reaper taking out a couple of workers, denying some mining time, forcing the Stalker to warp on in. Okay, so that's, you know, not damage, but it's still pretty good. Now, Kuna Matata is going to go ahead and go on into the main base. Now, I can understand double Widowmine drops. I can even understand quadruple Widowmine drops, but sextuple Widowmine drops? Now you're not even saying words. But I can definitely see why he would want to do this. It is very dangerous, and Widowmine's gonna... Okay, 4 going down over there. A couple more burrowing on into the natural base, and it's gonna drop the rest over here, but the blink is done. Yeah, that's gonna happen. That happens when stuff happens. Monsieur Ross is going to go ahead and just lose 1 Starker and 5 probes for 6 Widowmines. Not a good trade for Kuna Matata. And his third base is only just now finishing on up. Moreover, his second starport only just now beginning, and there's already 2 Colossus out on the field. As soon as his third one finishes, I can guarantee you, first thing Monsieur Ross is going to do, Chrono War Prism and just go. Now, something to note here is that Monsieur Ross loses. Yep, he loses. 100% loses. He's lost. He's a done man. Dunzo. Finished. Over. With an asterisk and a footnote next to that statement, and the asterisk at the bottom of the page and the footnote, they both say he doesn't have any upgrades. Because he doesn't have any upgrades. Why couldn't I just say he doesn't have any upgrades? Because I like saying stuff my way. He only just now starts Double Forge at the 8-minute 40-second mark. I mean, people are complaining. I mean, Protoss, or right now, Terran right now is complaining that, you know, Protoss gets their upgrades out so fast. It's so hard to hold on to. And when that may be true, what's the first thing you're going to do with the Protoss if you hear Terrans whining about it takes so much time to get their upgrades? You're going to go quick Double Forge every game, aren't you? And Monsieur Ross isn't really exploring that right now. He does have a War Prism now too, so, you know, Monsieur Ross definitely needs to move out across the map right now. And now he's going to keep Kuna Matata back at home. Or rather, Kuna Matata is going to keep Monsieur Ross back at home. That's what he's doing with his army. This is the power of Terran. You get to, you know, kind of dictate where your opponent is on the map by, you know, asserting your presence on that side of the map. Like, if Terran is over here and you're over here, you're in trouble because, you know, these depots go up and then your life becomes very sad-faced and their buildings lift, blah, blah, blah. And if the Terran is over here, they can kite back behind buildings. They can make, you know, a lot of stims. They have planetary fortresses which are really hard to engage into. Defensive arcs can be so annoying. It's just super scary. Now, Monsieur Ross is going to go ahead and move on in. There's so many Blink Stalkers here, and that's actually very, very bad. You don't want this many Stalkers in your army, like, ever. Or maybe you do. But that's not important. You gotta keep watching, guys. Please, please. I promise I'll do better next time. It is 1-1 versus 0-0, but 3 Colossus and... Okay, so there's like a Viking for every Colossus now, just now getting that number up to 5, but this is going to be a scary hold here for our friend Kuna Matata. Then again, there is basically just Stalkers and Colossus, and look, he's not fighting, he took a lot of free damage, and these Stalkers are absolutely going to melt beneath the bio. Now, Stalkers, they're no pushovers, they take time to kill, and Kuna Matata is going to go ahead and have to stim on back. Now, some Zealots warping on in, Monsieur Ross figures out, hey, Marauders can't kill Zealots very easily, can I? And with that, is probably going to just win the game. 69 army supply to 92. Kuna Matata may not have won the game, but he will win our laughter. Ooh, another cheer bit. Psionic after my Zealot cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much, JZ. And Monsieur Ross is gonna go ahead. And, oh, actually, Jesus, so many Stalkers. I wonder what's been going through this Viking's mind when they fight over this. Just, hey, look, 50 Stalkers. Hello, 50 Stalkers. And, you know, you gotta listen to the commander. Now, all these Colossi are probably gonna go on down. the focus fire wasn't too amazing there, and actually, ooh, one of them does survive. There's just so many Blink Stalkers. I can't help but feel that Monsieur Wasp was just a little or rather, Kuna Matata is a little patient. He's gonna go ahead and pull the boys now. He has lost a, a command center during all of this, so don't let that distract you from, Kuna Matata's absolutely horrible position. Losing even more workers. He needs to kill this army and then kill the Protog, honestly. That's what's gonna win him the game at this point. And it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. I mean, 36 SCVs going down. These Stalkers can think on home. And Kuna Matata, I don't know what you're going to do, man. I don't understand what he's going to do. Well, he's actually showing me what he's going to do right now. That's the great part about StarCraft. There's no such thing as a rhetorical question. Is there? Dun dun dun. Mind games. Mind games, question mark? Okay, I'm stopping. But honestly, yeah, this is looking very big. Overstimmed army, a bunch of Marauders are going to go ahead and find some of these Stalkers and pick off a decent amount of them. So don't get me wrong, that's pretty good, Sonny. But the economy is so much better. He can start making, Immortals. I don't like the choice of Colossus at this stage, honestly, but you do you, Monsieur Ross, you do you. Getting a Templar Arcas as well. If you think this army beats Charjot, Archon, and 50 Blink Stalkers, boy, I may have some bad news for you. Alright, Kuna Matata is going to go ahead and, probably do his one last ditch effort across the map. Probably should be pulling some boys sometime soon. Not going to happen. I mean, there is no transition out of this. This is the Terran's economy 13 minutes into the game. You don't transition off of that when your opponent is doing all of this. And looks as though we may be seeing the final fight here. Marta's going to go ahead and stim on forward, do a couple of damage to that Stock army, and it's not enough. GG is called, and he's Monsieur Ross. Takes his team up 2-1 in this best of 5. Let me text my friend back really quickly. Hang on one sec. Casting some SC2. I kissed the phone so he knows I love him. Even though it was a text message. You know what's bullshit? They don't let you kiss over text message. And I think... You know what? It doesn't matter what I think. But I believe that, you should at least be able to kind of do that. Like, send kissy emojis. Which, now that I think of it, is totally a thing you can do. So, yeah. Okay. Team 1-1. We're down 2-1 so far. Us, Psionic Aftermath. Oh, the horror. The terror. Ah, my teeth hurt. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of this chat, actually. I missed a little bit of it. Psionic Aftermath Daunted asked, "Why are you showing us your nipples?" To him, I respond, "Why are you questioning me showing you your nipples? If a magical ray of sunshine, full of leprechauns gold and the secret to happiness and how to two-gate a Terran, was revealed by parting the clouds right in front of you, would your first thought be, wonder why that's there? No, it'd be, oh my god! Thank God, finally, I needed this in my life! Sorry, desk, sorry, viewers." Yeah. Please don't question it. Actually, do question it, and then come to embrace it. Okay? Okay. No, we're done. We're done with that. HR talked to me about that. We're fine. Kuna Matata says invite. Yeah. Sushi says, "Hey, ask Hugh what server he wants," which I'm assuming is going to be our next player. At Hugh chat, what server you on? I should ask that instead of asking people are they high. Like, if someone's acting really weird and they're like, super slow and they're like always like one step behind, like someone says a joke and 20 minutes later they laugh, I'll be like, "Bro, what server are you on, man?" And they'll be like, probably, shit, what's that really crappy server? "Oh, Singapore." And I'd be like, "Oh god, my eyes, oh my ears." Police busting through the door. "Is this guy in Singapore?" "Yeah, that's him, officers." Except, they're Marines, so it's more like... I don't know, I kind of got sidetracked with that one. Hugh says, what's... nothing, because I asked him what server he's on, and he didn't respond, so... Thank you, Hugh. I'm gonna take another bite of my... quesadilla, because, I think I deserve that. Call Me Blue says, LOL. LOL indeed. At least he said that 2 minutes ago. Or actually, to me... Oh... Sorry. To me, he said that now, but to you guys, he said that also now, but when you see me say it, it'll be 2 minutes ago. Welcome to the stream. Hugh says he's on Western United, and I'm gonna be like, KK. So, couple of things about me trying to analyze that. I don't know what Western United is. I think that's just Western. Maybe it's part of like the United Nations. So Western United Nations, that's like Europe. So EU server. So our closest clash to EU is Eastern United States because it says EU on it. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that. We are not going to do that. And we're gonna go ahead and start the next game. Pretty soon here. Let me see what map it is going to be on. It is going to be on Abiogenesis. Is that in the... Yeah, never mind. I just remembered what it was. First result in all the melee maps entries is Abiogenesis because life is hell. And life is a constant cycle of suffering, and the only way to end that suffering is through the end of reincarnation. So basically be good enough so that you don't be reincarnated as a banana slug and you'll be just fine. The Buddha 2K17. I hope I don't get missionaries knocking on my door. Okay, let's go ahead and invite everyone to the thing already. It's gonna be Hugh versus the Giant Gnome, so that's gonna be some pretty fun. Let's go ahead and invite him to the game. I actually used to cast for the Giant Gnome. I used to be part of Team NG, I believe. Or, I'm not sure if they're still called NG. But I'm pretty sure... Invite to game, there we go. I'm pretty sure I used to cast for a team, and on that team there was some guy called the Giant Gnome. They were actually my first team before, you know, Psionic Aftermath. It was my experimental phase, you know. What you gonna do? It was pretty fun though. He's a great guy, good practice partner, and oh, looks as though he denied the party invite. Aw. This guy doesn't like parties? What's up? Let me go ahead and re-invite him. Maybe it was just a mistake. The Giant Gnome. Invite to game. I'm gonna put him there. Oh, he wanted to change his thing to the 20th anniversary stuff. That's my excuse, and I am rolling with it. I am gone. But you know, I'm gonna shut up because StarCraft Music is good. I'll talk to you guys again when there's stuff to be happening. Okay? For now, just enjoy the music and the sound of me eating a quesadilla, or rather, the vision. I can't ever have nice things. I just wanted to enjoy it, man. I wanted to savor the chicken. I never get to eat chicken in quesadillas. Oh shit. Okay. And we're gonna unmute our mic now. Oh. Well, spawning the environment and position of Abiogenesis, representing our green Zerg player. Give it up for the Giant Gnome, playing for Team NG, coincidentally also on match point. And it's true that I do never get to have nice things. At the top left-hand position of Abiogenesis, spawning as a purple Protoss player, representing Team Psionic Aftermath, give it up for the one, the only, the Hugh. And this is the elimination match of Psionic Aftermath, and look what we decided to pull out of our sphincter. 12-13. Well, actually, 12 pool with a gas. I think that was a 12 pool, actually, right? Yeah, 12 pool with a gas. Now, super duper unfortunately. No, let's try to be more optimistic, Mr. 789. Super duper fortunately, Abiogenesis is a very short map. Rush distance is very, very, very small. Natural is wide open, no ramps leading directly up to it, and it is very easy to do aggression here. Now, cynic in me has to go ahead and say super, super duper bad news. Gnome went for a pool into a hatch. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that Hugh is automatically going to lose, but it does mean that against Hugh's certain strategy that he picked to go for, Giant Gnome assessed it to be a valid enough risk to face off against aggression that he went for pool before hatch, and therefore Hugh's aggression, you know, is generally optimized to go up against the hatchery first, is going to run up into a lot of resistance from Giant Gnome. Already his ownlings are on the way as well as Queen, starting at around the same time for both KCB burps players. Oh boy, and we may be seeing a very good hold here from Giant Gnome. Let's see. So far, the cat is out of the bag. Giant Gnome knows what is up. In fact, I think he knew what was up as soon as this overlord here scattered what was up, but I'm not quite certain. And up to the Giant Gnome, he is going to go ahead and try and save the hatchery. And actually, I think he's just going to corner these lings if he's going to try enough. Unfortunately, though, Giant Gnome, this actually isn't the right response you want to be doing. You need these drones mining, because if those drones aren't mining, look at these. Bangs are going to go ahead and move on in. Giant Gnome isn't going to be able to spend all of his resources since he's not injecting. He hasn't injected just yet. Oh, a very big mistake for our friend Giant Gnome. Definitely needs that going up as soon as possible. And actually a lot of baitings here for our friend Hugh. Can take out a lot of these drones very quickly. Gonna go ahead and start focusing them down with the Queen. I guess he wants to save the Queen for transfuses, but you can't transfuse yourself, can you? And it's gonna go ahead and go down. Doesn't even get to transfuse. Good baiting hits for our friend the Giant Gnome because they weren't very amazing. So I guess they were bad baiting hits. Regardless, 16 workers to 18, 2 actors to 1, 15 army supply, or rather 10 army supply to 6. Hugh expands. So the thing about spawning pool into baiting this is that it's one of the more recognized super duper uber pooper all-in builds, right? Like you don't transition off of that generally unless you do a whole hell of a lot of damage, like kill this base, make them go down a bunch of workers. But if they go down a bunch of workers, you just keep making lings and outproduce them and run them over, so not even then. Unless I have a bunch of spines on the top of the ramp. But anyways, I'm just saying, it's a little weird to see Hugh immediately transition. I think he knew nothing much was going to happen because of all the lings popping out for the Giant Gnome, who we shall now refer to endearingly as, you know, crack. Why do I talk myself into corners like this? I'm my own worst enemy, I swear. The TGN? TGIF. Okay, TGIF is gonna go ahead and play super safe. Got a spine crawler at his natural base. He knows he has a pretty damn big advantage, and he's not keen on losing it anytime soon. Psionic Aftermath Jet is out cheering 100 more bits. Thank you so much for that upside down Ethereum symbol, representing 100 of your supports. Now, Hugh, what is his game plan from here? He's gonna go ahead and start getting speed. I don't think Giant Gnome has any such plans. As you can see, no speed at all. So, gonna go straight into that Roachborn and a layer. So, definitely does suggest some sort of timing attack. My best guess would be 2 bases, go for a bunch of roaches, but speed, maybe +1 and try to bust your opponent there. And as if by karma, I am finally right about something. Evo Chamber and a Roachborn and a layer are going on down. All the things actually needed for +1. Okay, hang on. +1, roaches with speed. Oh yeah. Now he's gonna go ahead and get Bomber Reactor. Maybe this is just a ploy for Mutalist, but I highly doubt that. You would wall off if you're going Mutas. And you don't really need the Evo Chamber if you're going for Mutas. And he doesn't mind enough gas to be going for Mutas. What I'm saying is, it's not Mutas, guys. It's not Mutas. It's super duper not Mutas. Now, Hugh, the worker count just isn't in his favor. 14 workers to 35. But Hugh really is not going to go ahead and give Gnome enough time to give him a second chance. Hugh just getting that second hatchery to increase the production. If at first you don't succeed, boy, try again. And without any baiting stunts, this is actually looking very dangerous for the Giant Gnome. Actually going to go ahead and completely evacuate this low ground. Hugh completely blindsiding TGIF. And Giant Gnome is going to have to buy a lot of time. Only a couple of roaches popping on out. First, Fine Crawl is going to go ahead and go on down. No. He had Overlord in position, he could have scoured this, but it didn't work out. I mean, the roaches are going to do the best that they can. Fighting with a couple of Brutons now, getting a little bit of value out of those. 7 more roaches in production, nonetheless. Going to be very useful for the Giant Gnome here. QQ, the Banelings come on into the main base, and this could very well be the move that Psionic Aftermath needs to not let this go to, or rather, the move that Psionic Aftermath needs to let this go to game number 5. As the Banelings are moving on into the drones, they're clumping on up, and oh, they detonate on the Banelings. 20 drones go down. Giant Gnome is getting surrounded with his roaches. I think this is just going to be it. He's out of money. And GG! Hugh with the miraculous break manages to bust the greedy Gnome on his second base. Abiogenesis, boys. More like, you better scout your opponent Ogenesis, because if you don't Ogenesis, he's gonna shove his links up your Genesis. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, so that's the army value graph. This is the workers active graph. Yeah, so very easy to see what happened in this game. Whoop, boop, whoop, pew. In a nutshell. Now we are going to go to a game number 5, which is very, very exciting. Ooh, cannot wait. The lag is not like ZBC. Aw. Well, to be fair, Psionic Aftermath Xenodactyl. Nobody likes ZBC. He says, nice gaming chair. I say it, thank you. It is super comfortable, and since I sit in this chair for like 7 hours a day, it's almost a necessity. I don't want to call it a necessity, but it feels amazing on your back. You sit on the pillow and your butt's like, mwah, because it's all fluffy, and what I'm trying to say is it's comfy, so. It's A+ premium. Sorry, I did that. Alright, gonna go ahead and go for our last match here. The link flow should work, says Psionic Aftermath November. Boy, you have no idea. Okay. It's always fun seeing people like theory crafting about stuff in game, and then 2 minutes later and just sitting there, the game's edited, and like, yeah, you are either completely super duper right, or that's not what happened at all. But yeah, last game is gonna be to be determined versus to be determined. Oh god, my spidey senses tell me that I have to go up. Do I? No, no way, right? Yeah, we have Vlaire versus shit, is it gonna be me? Okay, wait. So I'm looking in the chat right now. You guys can see it as well. Let me see if it shows up on stream. Yeah, you guys can see that. Oh yeah, you guys can see that. So over here you can see a list of everyone in Psionic Aftermath versus NG. The chat. It's generally very useful to have a chat just so you can have everyone in one place. And all the Psionic Aftermath players are not me, or rather not me, not Sushi, Kuna Matata, Hugh, and Bowman. So they have all played so far. And Guitar Trees. Guitar Trees has played too. Which means that if they have all played, Mr. 7-8 Swaghar is gonna have to put these ladies in their place. Please don't let them hear me say that, because I haven't played any StarCraft today or yesterday, so it's just, this may not bode well, folks. This may not bode well at all. May not bode well at all. Oh god, do I even have any water here to wash down the chicken? No? Okay, the chicken's getting dry. I don't have water. Okay, so never mind. Guitar Cheese is ace. Okay. Didn't he already play? Didn't he already play, question mark? So we're just gonna go and figure this out, folks. Just bear with me for just a second. Oh, 2-2. We get 1 revive. There we go, that's it. KK. Alright guys, Mr. 789 is not gonna have to play today. I am gonna start streaming soon, but for now, I do not have to play. GC again. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and choose to revive Guitar Cheese. So Guitar Cheese, I am going to invite him. What map do I do it on? I think we already did all the maps. On the ATL. Neon Violet Square. And I tell you, those Neon Violet Squares, they are pretty damn ruthless. Ruthless? So I should... Okay, out of all the words to mess up, I think ruthless actually sounds fine. Ruthless, right? He's ruthless, he's relentless, he's ruthless, right? Is that just me? Okay, stupid question. It's just me, but does that make it fine? I think it's fine, right? That's okay. It's fine. Invite to game. I'm gonna go ahead and whisper them who is next on their team. I think Geedon should know. He's kind of the, the NG guy, so who is your next? Who do you guys revive? Question mark. Meanwhile, I'm gonna look around for my water bottle. Did I put my backpack upstairs? No, backpack has my water. Keaton says 1 sec. Says the KK. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Guitar Cheese what is up. Oh, another whisper from Sush. Yeah, okay. Let me tell him. Where is Guitar Cheese? There we go. Gonna be be a quick sec as they decide player. And we have a little bit of time for ourselves, folks. Now, generally, I would take this time to start banter with the chat, like ask a question and be like, hey, blah, 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 and you guys would be like, blah, 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 play, and I'd be like, ha, 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 behave. But, not really, as there's a 2-minute stream delay, so we do have a little bit of downtime. As I sit here, twiddle my thumbs, and just rock out for a bit. It's been a good series so far. Let me check our stream uptime. It has been... English. Okay, I can do English. I'm really good at English. 1 hour and 20 minutes thus far. Psionic Aftermath Jedi Zella just cheered us 100 bits, so thank you, Jay-Z. Always helping us out with those big donations. And, okay, so Stiffly Disc asks for score. I say 2-2. Or rather, I say 2-2 now, but you guys perceive it as 2 minutes. No, you guys perceive me saying 2-2 now, but you see me saying this 2 minutes later. So, yeah, it's weird at times. We're gonna see if they're right. Okay, did Jig vanish? Did Jig vanish? Actually, I'm pretty sure Jig vanished. Vanished? Yeah, vanished. I hate English so much. Yeah, Jig has indeed vanished. As you can see, he's not over here, so gonna have to find some other way to figure this out. Yeah, they deciding now. Alright, we're just gonna have to wait just a little bit, so we have some time, folks. We have some time. I would start eating my quesadilla, but if causation has taught me nothing, it's that as soon as I start eating that quesadilla, the game's gonna start, so I'm just gonna wait. Check the time. 5:25, where I am right now. She says, are you scared? Thankfully, only I am in the lobby. Am I scared? As long as I don't have to face you. And then he's gonna feel really good. Boom, hit him with the kappa. Alright, let's see if they decided on someone yet. They did say 1 sec. I guess they're trying to find Jig. Keaton says, invite please. Monsieur is their ace. ZVP. Alright, cool. So they're gonna choose Monsieur as their H. As their H. Sometimes the accent really does get the better of me, guys. Gonna go ahead and invite him on up. And it's gonna be a PvZ to finish stuff off. So Guitar Cheese is definitely gonna redeem himself. And if there's one thing for you guys to watch out for, hang on, where's Monsieur? Where's Monsieur? Oh crap! I can't find Monsieur. I can't find Monsieur. Whisper, Monsieur. Okay, never mind. Oh, he was in Gideon's party. Gideon's a party. That's alright. Alright, Guitar Cheese versus Monsieur Ross. Gonna be great. I know it says Masters right there, but trust me, Guitar Cheese is really Grandmaster. Really good. Alright. Make myself a referee so I can power trip when I get the chance. 1 player in lobby. What? Ah! Boy. Amigo. I elected not to join the lobby, and I can't invite him to game since he has that option turned off for non-friends. We had the same problem. I think he's just having some internet issues. Should be up in just a second. I'm gonna take a bite of my quesadilla. I deserve this, damn it. This is 2-hour-old quesadilla, and I deserve it. I am worth it. Oh wow, they know each other. Ready to have fun? Have fun ready. Alright. Apparently Monsieur Ross is called Mike. Oh, I get it, Monsieur Ross, because his name is Ross, but it's actually Mike. It could have been Monsieur Mike. What's so bad about Monsieur Mike? I don't know. He missed an opportunity there. Like, I would make my in-game name like something cool to do around my name, like Mad, and then with like an E at the end. I guess I made it Mr. 789, so I can't have too many things to blame, but I still think mischance. Come on. Alright, we're ready to jump on into the game, folks, so without further stalling, let's go ahead and jump on into it. In the bottom position is hopefully me. Okay, in the bottom right-hand position of Neon Violet Square, representing our blue Zerg player, please give up. Give it up, rather, for Guitar Cheese. I thought of like, I forgot to say the it and give it up, so if I say just please give up Guitar Cheese. Very different connotation than saying give it up for Guitar Cheese, even though it means pretty much the same thing. English is actually the worst language ever created in the history of languages, and I hope that it burns in a cliff. Yeah, you heard me right, burns inside of a cliff. I hope it carves a hole into it. In a cliff. How did that hole in the cliff get there? Well, I don't know. Why are you asking me this question? So it's not like I'm the protest player in the top 15 position of Manila Battle Square. Representing NG Gaming, Monsieur Ross. I mean, obviously this guy knows more about holes than I do. I mean, look, his, like, twirly image thingy, full of holes. Big old Swiss cheese moon. Now, when I was hyping up Guitar Cheese's PVZ earlier, he didn't really get a chance to showcase his PVZ. He got to showcase his ZVZ, but that wasn't, you know, well, I don't really think that's his best matchup, or rather his most entertaining matchup. I mean, if you see this guy's aggression, if you see Guitar Cheese trying to kill you with Overlords and Zerglings, you know that he is going to succeed 100% of the time, 99% of the time, 50% of the time. I mean, this guy really knows how to kill a Protoss. That being said, he's also incredibly, starkly handsome. And also pretty much good at, you know, long macro games. And Manila Battle Square is definitely one of those maps that can drag on for quite a while. In PvZ, not as often. This is more of like a PvT macro match. Like, PvT tends to drag on really long on Manila Battle Square. On PvZ, though, there's still definitely a lot of things to exploit. But it's still pretty safe, since a lot of your bases are going to be in this area as a Protoss. Actually, let me go on Protoss side of the map because it makes more sense. A lot of your bases are going to be like over here. And these are pretty easy to defend if you just kind of like wall this off over here and, you know, bust this open as you start to take your third and fourth base. You know, you can kind of hold the Zerg over here to ramp. You can make a bunch of shield batteries over here. You get a nice good concave to get your storms on through. I mean, it's a pretty nice map for if you're a Protoss player. And for Zerg, well, they just take every base within a 2-mile radius and call it good. Now, interesting thing here, Monsieur Ross is going for a Robo, and that's it. Just a robotic spay. Just a robotic spay. Now, we haven't seen this in such a long time. That I'm pretty certain, and it's, oh, my friend just called me a dupshiz. We will address him later. And he is going to go for a Twilight Cancel too. Okay, so I'm kind of confused, because he is getting the War Prison, but this isn't for Dark Templar drops. I'm very confused, so I guess it's just for some sort of adept aggression before Dark ET drops. In the meantime, though, Monsieur Ross fully walls off because he is super scared of Guitar Cheese and his 28 links coming across the map. How he knows that? No flippity-dippity idea whatsoever. I think this is just part of his build and he's getting like super lucky here. And that he's walling off against a Zerg player, making so many links that he just has to defend this main base. And look at that, already a Starcraft patrolling too. So this is actually going to be a pretty damn disastrous for Guitar Cheese. Probably as bad as this could have gone. He's going to see the wall and be like, what the hell is this? Now, at the same time, he's going to go ahead and get this Overlord into the main base of Monsieur Ross. Now, Monsieur Ross, it is up to him to go ahead and try to defend this as best as he possibly can. And looks at Monsieur Ross, not quite paying attention. Over here, at the bottom base, the links do bust on in. And in the main base, two Morlings are dancing on around. This is bad news for Monsieur Ross. He's going for immortal drops. That's interesting. That's honestly all I can call it, interesting. Two drones do end up going down and more adepts are going to warp on in, but the links get on it right away. Doesn't even have a chance to see the light of day. Oh no, it was even worse. She got to see the light of day before immediately realizing that she's dead. The links left her alive long enough for her to understand how much she really lost. Yep, and now Guitar Cheese is going to go and take on even more drones. 26 workers to 46. Monsieur Ross is making, or rather Guitar Cheese is making nothing but drones past this, and he makes me feel validated as a caster. Because I said, what did I say at the beginning of this match? Hey guys, this guy's going to make a bunch of links, stuff him into an Overlord, and do horrible, unspeakable things to the Protoss player. And as you can see, horrible, unspeakable things indeed. It wasn't so much the 6 workers killed. That's not too bad. It was the fact that the gateways got empowered. He denied a lot of mining time. The race got, or not the race, the tech got denied for a little bit. He lost a lot of his workers. He wasn't able to do his timing attack on time. Guitar Cheese was macroing up super hard back at home. That is really the true story here. And now Monsieur Ro8 just says, you know what? I gotta kick into my primal instinct here. Throws down 5 more gates, going up to 8 gates in total. With no Twilight Council, 2 Immortals, a Robo, a War Prism, and a Dream. He's gonna try to make it work. Thankfully, my minimap pings me whenever somebody has a dream, or my minimap pings me in a little nice yellow little circle to tell me when someone's dream is about to be crushed. And I bet it keeps the Overlord, the Lings right there. Look at that. They're bulging. It's all like moving around and bulging in there, like all running around. I mean, that's what Lings are probably doing in there, right? Now, Guitarcus is going to go ahead and go on into the main base here. Thankfully, there is a shield battery in the main base for some reason. Don't understand why you would want that when you're doing an all-in. I guess he wants to be super duper safe. It doesn't actually warp on all the gates just yet. But now he is across the map, and he has to start making shit happen now. Actually, like yesterday now, like 2 days ago now. Right, actually, Monsieur Ro8 gonna go ahead and warp in most of his zealots back at home just to defend. He is gonna go ahead and warp in a couple of zealots over here, but the mortals are not moving fast enough. The zealots are not moving fast enough. He needs to go up, work his way up to them and kill Guitarchis, not pick away at this base, give him a lot of time to respond. I mean, look, honestly, right now, not that much armor supply for Guitarchis over here, but Hydras are coming out, Queens are coming out. Yeah, the protection just got too crazy. Monsieur Ro8 needed to identify, he needed to go up the ramp as soon as he possibly could. And look, now half of his zealots are talking larva. Micro decisions are not helping him. And I think we very well see Guitarchis bring it home for Psionic Aftermath as the army plummets from Monsieur Ro8. Well played, and Guitarchis, folks, is going to be your victor, bringing it home for Psionic Aftermath. 3-2, redeeming himself in that last match, as he always seems to do. What a charmer, and what a great series we had today, folks. Let me go ahead and get my hair out of my eyes so I can go like this to the camera. Let's go. That's what happened. Alright, for everyone tuning on in, thank you so much for tuning on in. It definitely was a great series. It was definitely very close. You know, you can't get much closer than 3-2, so that's very nice to see. I don't have too much else left to say as of now, but I really do hope everyone did enjoy the stream and did learn one thing or two about StarCraft, maybe even find a couple of those hidden gems that I was talking about the community StarCraft 2 scene. Anyways, that is going to be it for me. If you did enjoy what you saw and what you heard and what you observed here today, you can go ahead and follow Sonic Aftermath on our Twitch, on our Twitter, PM me in StarCraft 2 and tell me I did a good job. Send a like via messenger pigeon, however you want to show your support. Please go ahead and feel free to show it. If you did like my casting here today, you can go and check out my channel on youtube.com/Mr789, where I just released a video between Snoot and Guru that lasted for 40 minutes, and it was great, and I swear it was really fun to watch, so please go ahead and watch it if you're interested. Moreover, I will begin streaming soon, so please keep an eye out for that. I hope you guys did enjoy yourself. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning on in. And as always, don't you forget that the internet could always use some more heroes.